Welcome to Game Master Monday, the podcast that plays a new one-shot in a new system with a new cast every episode. I'm your Game Master Grant, and today we are playing a very Mork Borg Christmas, an original adventure written by me based on Mork Borg by Pele Nilsson. And my players are...
How's it going, everybody? I'm Danny from Dungeon Dropouts, brand new up-and-coming AP with a small group of mighty misfits, playing Melchior, the King of Thieves. He's going to be bringing gold with him.
Hey everybody, how's it going? I am GM Justin. You can find me on all my socials at Forever GM Justin. You can also find me over at Roll D5, where we specialize in playing indie TTRPGs. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm playing Balthazar, who goes by any pronoun.
I'm Kit, they, them, if you'd be so kind. You can find me places like Dareful Archives in the show Bloom and Blight, or editing TTRPGs like Cottages and Cerberus. And today I will be playing Caspar, the King of Beasts. Let's go he, they. I'm feeling like a he, they vibe. And he's the bearer of frankincense.
Let me tell you about the game we're playing here today. So this is a very Mork Borg Christmas, which was written by me, and we're playing it in Mork Borg, in case you couldn't tell. This is a very simple system. It's a brutalist TTRPG. We use a D20 system. Anytime we need our characters to make a roll, we're going to tell them to roll the D20. You get 4 stats in this game. They are agility, presence, strength, and toughness. Everything in this game will revolve around those 4 stats. Prior to recording, they also loaded themselves up with a variety of items and spells and abilities and modifiers in those stats and a little bit of HP, and boy, we'll see if they make it across what's happening here tonight. But we'll get into specific mechanics as we go along here tonight. For now, are you all excited?
Yeah,
let's go.
This is going to be a ride.
Heck yeah.
We have some
We're
tiny
gonna mork
finger
these
claps. We're going to mork these Borgs,
Mork 'em
baby. Let's begin the adventure. And lo, the star which they saw in the east went before them, till it came and stood over where the young child was. When they saw the star, they rejoiced with exceeding great joy. We open on a desert of pitch black sludge, a small fire roaring in a pit in an attempt to keep those who gather around it warm. You have been traveling east, spurred by what you do not know. It is dark. It is often dark. But perhaps a light is coming. The world as it stands now has been devoid of hope, devoid of light, living in a society where it seems darkness and evil rule, and yet those who are wise know to look for the signs that hope and light may be coming. Those who are wise, though, may not be who you expect. We see 3 figures huddled around this fire, each with their own collection of fancy to not so fancy regalias and supplies, each of them kings of their own dominions. Why don't we meet some of those kings, shall we? Danny, tell me who we see when we see Melchior.
Melchior is he's the King of Thieves, but you wouldn't notice it at first glance. You would have to look a little bit closer to see some finer details. He's kind of dusty looking. His brown skin, but the dry dirt on his skin gives him kind of a gray tint. He's wearing a almost like burlap cloak and hood, and spilling out from underneath the hood is these long, tangled, gray locks. For all intents and purposes, he looks like a peasant. But if you look a little bit closer at his dusty and scarred face, and underneath his nappy beard, you would see a mouth full of gold teeth. Every single tooth has been replaced by gold. He's wearing leather woven, very simple leather woven sandals, and the cloaks sleeves hang down almost past his knuckles. But when you see his hands, he has gold-plated fingernails and toenails. And you can see him sitting at the camp right in front of his donkey, kind of mumbling to himself some questions as he flips a coin, catches it, puts it on his wrist, contemplates it, asks some more questions, asks flipping, we going the right way? Will we survive the next 5 miles? Was all right. Looking around the other guys, is I choose the right companions?
You look to the sky as you contemplate these questions, and hanging high above it for the past day or so, at least you hope it's only been a day or so, has been a bright star, and you've been following it for as long as you can remember in this journey. Tell me, what drew you to the star? Why are you following?
Melchior is getting older. He's been the king of thieves for quite some time. It's not that he's not any good at his job anymore, and he has a few bands of thieves working underneath him, but he's gotten into a few intense scrapes the last few times, and his mortality is starting to be a little more he's becoming a little more aware of his mortality. He's seen some crazy things in this world on the dark side of what is to offer, and when he saw this star and got word of what is to come, he figured, well, if all of this has to exist in this underworld that I've been able to thrive in exist, and there has to be something on the other side, and if there is, well, maybe I can put my chips in early and get a pass when this is all said and done.
An early form of indulgence, if you will. So, we see you at this campsite, surrounded by 2 other companions, flipping a coin back and forth. If you open your ears, you will hear the small but heavy footsteps of something growing closer to camp. But before we can talk about what that is, we have 2 other kings to meet. Justin, who do we see when we see Balthazar?
You just see a mass of black clothing that is shaped around a figure that no one else has really seen what they look like underneath. In fact, you felt the cloth at some point just by passing or by moving around, and that cloth is thicker than what you would expect to be worn here in the deserts of the Middle East. No one should be wearing these type of garments, but Balthazar is. He has a dark, very thick leather cap on that expand about to their shoulders, and a mask that goes all the way out into that of a beak. And you just see, as with his vision too on that mask, you can't even see his eyes. They're very dark. What they look like underneath no one has been able to ascertain. Even when you go to sleep at night, he is still wearing those clothes. Anything could be underneath them, but all he talks about, even at this moment as he's sitting there, is, so one time I was mixing up some herbs and I was putting a little bit of rat tail, and then I boiled it up, and then I figured this should be the cure for leprosy. It turns out it amplifies it, but who would have known unless we had actually done something about it? Granted, several thousand people died, but that is a mistake that I was willing to make.
And who knows if humanity will ever figure leprosy out? Who's to say? Balthazar, you've been traveling with this trio here for a little while. It seems you've all become unified of purpose, if not on purpose. When you first saw the star in the sky that's been hanging over the land for the past however long it's been, you hope merely a couple of days, what drew you to it? What wisdom told you to follow it?
I had heard that there was a little patch not too far from my kingdom where there were talks of these spices that you can mix together, and they were to make this delicious remedy for malaria. And when I went to go check it out, I stumbled upon some random scroll that said some kid was coming here and you'll see the sign of it based off of a star. And I'm like, maybe the cure's there. Or I continue to spread tuberculosis. One of the two. We'll figure it out.
A healing child, what a concept. You will also hear the small, heavy footsteps slowly approaching your camp. You are mid-story telling tale of the various concoctions you've been able to create in your lifespan. But this light thumping comes, and you hear what you can only be describing as the flap of large bats' wings. But before we can do anything about that, we must meet our final magi. Kit, who do we see when we see Caspar?
When we see Caspar, it is somehow still in stark contrast to the other two that we're seeing, or already in stark contrast to each other. This person looks like he hasn't seen the sun in ages. He has sort of hair, the color, and perhaps also the feel of damp sand. Looks a little unkempt. And there's a depth to his eyes that hints at a lot of sleepless nights on this journey. I think much like Balthazar, also dressed in robes that cover a good portion of his body. Lots of layers, not as thick of a fabric, but lots of layers, and they kind of seem to move of their own accord even when he's standing still. Occasionally, something will reach out from the robes, a hand to make a trade, a sandaled foot, a tail. We don't need to get into all of that. And there's always sort of a vague sound of, it's like you can hear him think. There's always just sort of a vague chittering. It's not really words. Sometimes it's coming from him, sometimes you can't quite be sure. But there's always just a little bit of noise.
You've been in their company. You're a master of beasts, a wise man, journeying, traveling, locating the star. What drew you to that star? Where were you when you found it, and why are you still following it?
Caspar has seen a star like this one time previously. And the night that star showed up in the sky, something great and terrifying happened to Caspar. He was awakened to the voices of beasts and given this gift, curse, depends who you ask and on what day. And so seeing this sort of star again, hearing talks of this event, there's something in the back of his mind that somebody else is going to be in a similar position. And if people are going to be expecting things of whoever this is, they're going to need some help, becoming the god that people are going to want to see. Because there's been a lot of talk about this particular guy, kid, baby. So he's coming offering frankincense, for purification, for meditation, for spiritual awakening, all the things that it's used for, but also maybe to offer some advice to somebody with these new and weird and terrifying abilities, or to take his place if he's taken a bit better by the public. We'll see.
We shall see indeed. And you also begin to hear the thumping of feet, the flapping of wings, and the small hiss of a growl beginning in the back of a throat that is slowly approaching your camp. You cannot see what this is, but you all can hear it. So, my magi, upon hearing these sounds, what do you do around your campfire?
Melchior looks towards Caspar. I hear a lot of strange noises when I hang around you. Is that coming from you too? And he kind of points around everywhere.
No. That, no.
We have a new patient.
This is concerning.
I'm excited.
Sounds big.
Better constitution. Maybe he can handle the stuff that I have.
There's that. What if we can't handle whatever he has? Or it?
We'll make note of it, document it, and maybe we can find a cure. Or he is the cure. In which case we kill him and take it. His blood for studying.
You two have fun with that. Caspar is going to hightail it. There is a small wagon parked just a bit away from the campfire, hightailing it over towards that. Y'all have seen while we've been traveling.
Taking that, Melchior's gonna kind of get up and stretch. All right, well, on that note, gonna salute Balthazar, and I'm gonna jog over towards Caspar.
He turns in the direction of where this is coming from and says, "The doctor is in. Please come join us into the light. I would love to do your intake, please."
For Melchior and Caspar, to make the inaugural roll of the game here, I need you both to make me an agility check. That'd be your d20 plus your agility modifier, or possibly minus your agility modifier. I don't know your life. That's between you and God. The DV to clear here is 10.
17.
That's gonna be a 3 from me.
Okay.
So
You start heading towards your wagon. Melchior, you jump in there, no problem. The heavy armor clanking as you scatter and collapse into this wagon. As for the other two of you who either failed to get away or simply chose to see what up with that, you hear a small voice call out of the darkness saying, "Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings."
Tidings of what? Is it a new cure, a new disease? Tell me it's a new disease. I need one.
Tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people.
So no cure or disease?
From the shadows, you see an entity known as a Pale One. A smaller creature, but definitely a heavy one of presence. It is completely bathed in an off-white color. It has large, ragged bat wings, no face but a mouth, and is constantly dragging and thumping ethereal feet, kind of dragging behind it. Some may call it an angel, some may perceive it to be a devil. What you perceive is up to you. As far as levels of safety, we will say Melchior is the furthest back and the furthest away from any kind of potential danger here, but being the wise men that you are, you would probably recognize a Pale One as a messenger of tidings for sure. The kind of tidings they bring up for debate, and the level of threat they pose entirely up to you.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, I've dealt with these things. I don't make deals. a lot of people I've met who make deals with these things. They get rich, but they don't keep it long. I tend to keep my riches to myself for as long as possible, and those deals are sour. I was debating in my head how I'm taking this hiding. It was either gonna be me getting a running start and then just dolphin jumping into the back of the wagon, or it was gonna be a baseball slide underneath. I think I'm gonna go with the dolphin jump just because visually I like the way that feels, and I'm kind of just gonna be peeking over the back of the wagon and kind of whispering that to Caspar.
Caspar is absolutely ass over tea kettle on the ground. The robes sort of all akimbo, and just probably 20 feet away from the wagon. And in spilling, himself has spilled the contents of his robes, which is 2 macaque monkeys, about yay big, moderate dog size. I don't know how big a monkey is. Just little guys. They're all kind of scrambling to like hide under the robes, and then that doesn't work, so they're trying to hide in Caspar's hair. They're too big for that. So that's all happening and being very conspicuous, and Caspar is stage whispering. Do you think if we leave him alone, it will go away?
I guess that depends. That thing is here. It's gonna make at least one deal. So as long as our friend over there can square something away with him, we might not have to deal with it.
I like that plan. He seems down.
Yeah. I think he seems real down, so I think I'm just gonna leave him to it. I trust him. He seems like a smart guy,
Okay, but like tellings of tiding, cool, got it. But what about a worldwide epidemic?
The tidings I bring you both herald the beginning and the end, the cure to all and the earth's destruction.
I'm listening. You've piqued my interest.
A tiny, long, wretched finger comes from the end of his arm as he starts stretching it out towards the sky and points directly at the star and says, "You have found the path."
You're going to see as Balthazar kind of reaches into his robes before he pulls out a scroll. It's like, oh, you talking about that one kid that's supposed to do something? Yeah, and he's just going to toss it at the being in front of him. It's just like, it's nothing. There's no God. It's fine.
He catches it in his little shitty hand, and he's clutching it like he's angry at the newspaper, like he read something that has deeply soured his mood, and he says, "The child you seek is the Prince of Peace, the future king, the herald of destruction."
You say a lot of things right now. I don't know if, are you sending us to kill him or to welcome? You're going different directions.
I come with a warning. 2 to be exact.
Okay, we got 2 warnings.
The first warning, of course, is following the star will lead you to the Savior, the Messiah, the Prince asleep among slop and filth. Follow the star to find the child in the manger. What you do with the child is of no consequence to me. All I know is he will save all of mankind, and yet he will damn all of mankind. That is the first warning, so you may understand what it is you seek.
Speaking in paradoxes and random shit. Okay, got it.
Hypocrisy is at the core of the child, unfortunately. The second warning, however, is that Hell's angels are well aware of what you seek and will do everything in their power to stop you from finding him.
Okay.
Your gifts, Magi, are essential to the prince's ascendance to his kingdom.
Okay, so if I get this straight here, it doesn't matter what we do, but as long as we follow the star to this quote-unquote baby, the Prince of Peace, if you will, quote-quote, end of times, quote-quote, that's the first warning. Is going to save your damn humanity. I've been trying to do that for years. I haven't even gotten that close. Prodigies, am I right? Second one, Hell's Angels. Someone should make a group about that. Mark that down. Will try to come and stop us from getting there, even with the intentions of potentially. No, we'll you know what? We'll ignore that last part. But yeah, they're coming to stop us. Got it. Cool. Anything else?
Your gifts.
What gifts? Who said anything about gifts?
Another little finger raises and points towards Melchior there in the back and says, "One of you has already planned to give the child a prophesied gift."
I'm gonna kind of look over the thing, look down at Caspar, and look around, and point at me.
You're gonna see as Balthazar like turns over, like even with the mask though, like you can see expressions coming out. So like their eyes are like wide eyes, air quotes. But he's like curious, and then looks back, like, okay, so gold, I'm assuming.
An ancient prophecy from an ancient people says the child will be given gold, frankincense, and myrrh, all of which the wise men carry.
Okay. Gold, frankincense, myrrh. You know, myrrh, there's only... I only brought enough so that way I can get to and from. I wasn't expecting to get... You know what? Nope. It's fine. It's fine. We'll figure it out. Got it. Cool. 2 warnings. Give the things. Maybe kill some things. Maybe spread some disease. We'll see.
What you do with your lives and your gifts is up to you. Whether you find faith or favor or opportunity or simply choose to walk away from this mission, it does not matter in the Red Divine Plan. All I can tell you is on this day, a Savior born in the city of David, and should you choose to seek him, he will accept your gifts. He will save us all. He will doom us all. And he flaps his wings, blowing sand and dust with like strong, blistering winds directly at you, putting out your fire and vanishing into the sky.
You see Balthazar's mask seemingly blink before turning around. It's like, okay, did anybody catch that? It seemed there was a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo, and on top of that, they said words. I understood what a lot of those words meant, but put together seemed like gibberish.
Yeah. Melchior's gonna hop out the back of the wagon, kind of dust himself off, shake his head. That's not a good sign for a lot of reasons. He just finagled us. We're in shenanigans now. They act like they're coming in altruistically to give you some information, but by giving you the information, they set you on a path. We're here now.
I don't know. You said the 2 warnings follow the start to this baby and end times, but Prince of Peace, save us. Oh, actually, no, it should be save us, but also doom us. And Hell's Angels will come. That is a really cool name. To stop us.
Melchior write that down in a little notepad. Save that for later.
I am so confused.
So essentially, it has told us nothing.
It told us everything.
The kid is good, the kid is also bad. We are doomed, but also it doesn't matter, but also it does matter, and our gifts are prophesied, but it doesn't matter if we give up the journey. It has told us nothing?
But told us everything. I still don't understand the prophecy bit. That would require there to be some sort of higher being. There's no God here. We're just existing.
Did you see that thing? I'm guessing, looks over at Caspar. I'm guessing you've seen things weirder than that, haven't you?
There's a long, heavy pause. Depends on your definition. I'm more concerned about what it said than what it is. I mean, things look odd all of the time. Things say wild shit slightly less.
Yeah. I think it's the nature of the thing, not necessarily the look of it. And that thing's nature was manipulative, if I could put a flavor to it.
That is even more common.
I don't think those angels, those hell's angels he's speaking of, they're going to be pushing us away. They're going to be pushing us towards no matter which direction we go.
Hear me out, though. If we go, there are some new things I've been testing out, so maybe I can spread some of those things around every chance we get. And we'll see whatever happens from there. Maybe I stumble upon the cure of leprosy. Maybe I come up with anthrax. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe there might be some gold.
There's definitely gold.
But also, I don't know what I'm supposed to give up. And then you'll see as like he'll pull out a little pouch and just says Myrrh on it. And then he'll like grab a little goop from the bit of the beak in the very front. He's gonna like lift it up just a smidge, put the little goop in there, close it, and then you'll hear like a loud, this smells good.
Yeah, if you say so. Kind of smells like you know what? Never mind. Caspar, didn't you bring something?
Caspar makes eye contact with one of the monkeys, sort of orbiting around his ankles. Did you tell him? Did you? And the monkey points to the other monkey, chitters. The other monkey points to Caspar and chitters. They're doing the Spider-Man meme at each other. Did you tell him about?
I checked
did you tell him
both
about
of your pockets when we first met. I was just checking. I didn't take anything, but
that makes more sense. If we're going to be traveling together, it makes sense to know who's carrying what about their person.
point is, we're already doing it, and I'm gonna saddle to my donkey and jump on back, and on the sides he has two big ass bags of gold. So, what's the point of stopping now?
What's the point indeed? May as well journey. To follow the star, to pursue a prophecy that may or may not exist, to see what exactly destiny and quote-unquote God might have in store for you. Why not? A good enough reason to go anywhere. To follow the star successfully, you must all pass a DV12 presence roll. This is going to determine if you can stay on course or if you get lost.
With my handy dandy smoking glue guns dice. That's a 17.
Okay.
Hey, same.
Okay, I got a 7.
Okay.
Well,
I'll tell you what that means for you, Melchior. The other two are pursuing the star, mapping things out, using animal intuition, if you will. They understand the astronomy of the whole thing. But you're the king of thieves. You recognize an opportunity. Your eyes are trained to look for glints in the sand, diamonds in the rough, potential threats and enemies. And as you venture, your eye is distracted by the vision of 3 figures also traveling together, also appearing to follow the star, although in a completely different path and direction than you 3 seem to have landed on. And it feels like your feet betray you as you can't help but wander towards them.
Do they look like our group? Is it like, or is this a separate group? Does it look like a copy of our group?
Oh, vastly different from
Okay.
your group, I would say. In fact, if you would like to, you can make an additional presence roll to see if you can get a good grasp on these 3 figures. That'll be a 10.
Let's go. That is a nat 20. Even.
A critical success in this game. You're going to see it with perfect clarity. You see 3 other kings, although they don't appear as you would appear. You would see one who seems to have the appearance of a nude creature, a long stretching nose, rib cage is completely exposed, a really tight waist, and carrying a large butcher's knife. You recognize this creature as a goblin, but not just any particular goblin. This one is wearing a large crown on its head made of sticks and feces and dirt and grime and moss and all sorts of things to hold the sticks in place together, thorns around the brim of it. Standing next to that handsome devil, you see something that looks like the physical manifestation of hate. It looks like it may have been human at one point, but only in the face area. Its face looks carved up, an eye missing. The rest of him completely covered in shadow. You don't know if this is a creature or not, but the top of its head does form a crown shape. The last thing you see, of course, pretty self-explanatory. This one, it is wearing a crown, but it doesn't look like one it earned. It may have picked it up from somewhere, maybe from a dungeon raid or a fallen victim, but that is quite simply a skeleton covered in blood.
The air of being kings, all 3 of them have some kind of symbol is showing me that they're...
That's certainly how they've chosen to present themselves, at least.
Okay, so that's Skeleton King, Goblin King, and the Ugly King. I don't know what the second one would be.
For a natural 20, I'll tell you, he exudes an aura of hatred, of despising his fellow man and those around it. A king of hate.
All right, Melchior is going. How far away is my original group?
I would say they are far enough away where they would notice your absence, but not so far that you could not call out to them.
Melchior's gonna head over to these new kings, peacefully and calmly, kind of riding up on his donkey. But as he does, he's gonna give out a little, but I'm gonna give out a little call in hopes that my original group catches it, and I'm gonna kind of sidle along this group of monster kings, and I'm gonna kind of walk along something like, how's it going? You guys heading over to following the star there? I'm gonna kind of point up to it, but I'm gonna keep a nice, just charismatic face.
The Goblin King is at least acting like he's in charge around here. At least is the most vocal one. He starts jumping up and down all around you. You see pieces of skin kind of wriggling around on him. And he goes, "We are! What are you up to with the star? What's your whole end game, huh?" Like waving a little kitchen butcher's knife around very haphazardly. If he was in the Boy Scouts, they would take away his totem chip so fast. There's no knife safety here.
I'm gonna be like, I got lost out in the desert. I was following the North Star, but that one seemed a little more reliable, so I figured I'd start making my way back towards civilization. But I've seen a few other groups out here traveling this way as well. Just curious.
Beautiful. Make a presence roll for lying for me.
You got it. 16.
Beautiful.
King of Thieves, baby.
Caspar, Balthazar, you hear a bird call coming from Melchior, a previously agreed upon signal if something were to happen or if one were to spot danger.
Balthazar would be in the middle of telling a story and saying, so yeah, no, he showed up, he had all these symptoms. I was like, it's fine, don't worry about it. I grabbed his arm, and then next thing I know, it slid off. And I told him it's fine, not to pay away. What the hell was that? Was that a bird?
Huh?
Did you hear the bird?
I think if Caspar does hear the bird, I think it's sort of rote at this point. We'll just respond in kind, which is not exactly the stealthiest move, but it's. I fear it's a force of habit at this point, with the amount of creatures that just sort of hang out around me. It's just sort of a call and response, and I'm like, oh shoot, that was Melky. That wasn't a bird.
Oh.
That was the other bird.
So.
That was our
Okay,
bird.
got it. Okay, cool. You're gonna see as he kind of like looks around like this. It's like, where? I think that's them over there.
As I'm talking to the goblins, I try to keep it subtle enough to where the group come out. I talk with my hands a little bit, so my gold-plated nails kind of glint in the starlight.
We've got the plague doctor mask looking, and then we've got just two monkeys stacked on top of each other, sort of appear behind him, on top of Caspar's head, trying to get a glimpse of our friend.
You are glimpsing towards your friend. Given earlier successes, I will say you are able to spot your friend, and you see the glint of golden nails from across the desert, and you can see three figures standing next to them. And since you can see the glint of fingernails, I think it's only safe to say you also see the glint of a frantically waved around butcher's knife. And the goblin hears what you're saying, Melchior, and kind of like lowers the knife and goes, oh, so you're just a regular wanderer then. You're not trying to take something from us.
No, of course not. I actually just kind of looking for safe passage. These deserts get quite prickly, at night. And you guys look tough enough. Nice to meet you. Name's Melchior. You can just call me Bell. And what could I call you? Three fine-looking gentlemen.
We are the three kings of legend, the goblin says, holding up his knife. I call myself Seth. This here is the king of hate. We call him Bent. And this here is the king of skeletons, who we call Bells.
Seth, Bent, and Bells?
We seek to kill the Messiah.
Okay, that's one. Yeah, that's one thing, I suppose. Reasons. I'm just curious again. Just you guys have an issue with babies? Not kid friendly. No.
The shadowy figure, who you now know is Bent, opens his mouth, and you see thistles and thorns where teeth ought to be, a tongue that looks like it dried up a long time ago. And they say, by order of King Herod, there's been a reward placed on the firstborn of all in the city of David. We figure that must be for the child who is going to bring peace and topple his kingdom. so why not cash in?
At the mentioning reward, Melchior goes healing.
Yeah, you want in? You want in? He's like pointing at you like excitedly with the knife.
I've heard a lot of different things about this situation. No, me personally, I'm just on my way home. But it's nice to meet you guys. And he looks down at the goblin, and he says, "Tell me something. Yeah, I've met a few people of your kind. You really plan to split the reward with these guys?"
Ooh, make a presence roll.
All right, 14.
As you sow distrust and doubt in Seth the Goblin King, your compatriots start appearing behind you. This is going to be seen as a beneficial thing. They're not giving away your position or exposing your lies, because you see Seth's eyes darting back and forth as he throws the knife in between his hands back and forth at the same rhythm as his eyes darting, and he turns to Bent and Bells and he says, "Hey, yeah. Why work together when only one of us can collect it? What were you going to do with us?" And Bent goes, "Oh, I was planning on killing both of you, quite frankly. If he was involved, then yeah, I mean, I thought you would recognize your lack of power here, Seth." And the bloody skeleton puts like a single dripping hand on Bent's ethereal shoulder and says, "Cute. Real cute. That you think you can handle us." "Yeah, wait a minute. I think we're overlooking the fact that you said you could kill the Goblin King." And they just start bickering among each other as Caspar and Balthazar appear behind you.
As I see my group appearing, I'm gonna kind of back. I'm gonna slow down and let them continue on their way. Sidle up with my group. All right, you guys. May the best man win. Enjoy that reward. I think I see my family here. Yeah, enjoy yourselves, guys.
They don't even hear you. They continue arguing with each other as you're walking away. You see a butcher knife like kind of flying across the night sky and landing straight up in the desert. And Caspar and Balthazar find you.
Don't worry about that.
Was that Seth?
Oh, you know him?
Yeah. What is it?
Little guy, big nose.
Crown made out of feces and all sorts of other things. Yeah, I helped
Dookie
him.
hat,
What is it? Yeah, no, I helped him with the, what is it? The old one, the old goblin, quote unquote, king. Really, they just take turns killing each other and taking the hat. They are very fascinated by hats. The last one was named Kevin, but the guy before that was Jonathan.
Oh my god, Jono! Oh my god!
Yeah. I may or may not have been hired by every one of them for a specific thing. Listen, I in this day and age,
you gotta get that back.
In this economy too. Like, I mean, the least I can do. You can't spread global pestilence without a little bit of money to it. So,
Eggs, right?
they pay good.
They're at war. If you didn't do it, they were gonna do it. Somebody else was gonna do it. It's rough, but you do what you gotta do.
A small crown made of twigs and feces and moss now flies across the sky, a smattering of blood across it, a new Goblin King somewhere chosen, and a bloody skeletal hand plops in front of all of you.
Drop, just pointing at one of the monkeys. Leave it.
And approaching the three of you is the King of Hate, Bent.
Oh. Hey, Bent. Looks like the reward's all yours.
Not quite.
Say again.
You are following the star, correct?
I was just following stars in general, not necessarily the star, but it did seem like the one to follow at the moment. That's all.
Important to not take chances, I fear.
Yeah, I think the same thing. I don't really take too many chances either. I really tend to play it safe. Have you met my friends here? The king. This is this is the doctor, and this is this is the monkey man. They're a circus. They're a circus person.
Wait, we're heading home?
Well, now it's a DV of 14 for presents for me.
Nope, that is a 9. Let the story be told.
Let the story be told. Bent holds up a small, clean-looking knife and is going to challenge the three of you now, knowing that you are competition for reaching that city one way or the other. And he says, I know not if you follow prophecy, I know not if you seek reward, but you are heading my direction, and you have seen what I am capable of, so you must be removed.
All right, guys. Bit, the king of hate. This is the hate-looking guy, as you can. I kind of just give him a quick up and down, and I'm gonna kind of back away. And it seems like, I'll let you guys chat about that. I'm just start backing way slowly.
Well, that's the question then for you three. This is quite literally a fight or flight situation. Would you have to enter initiative, or would you have to find another way around the King of Hate?
I mean, the only way to stop hate is with love, so...
How would you like to love, Caspar?
I fear this is going to be something that requires initiative. But I want to get rid of that knife and then go in for the hug. Is it a hug? Is it a grapple? Depends on how he responds. You know?
Okay, we're gonna try and disarm him, essentially. This is a flexible system. I'll tell you what. Roll a d20 with your agility for me.
Must it? No, it should be, actually. I forgot 0's my highest stat.
Wild.
I love Mork Borg. Oh, that's a DV of 12, by the way.
No.
That's a no?
That's a 7 for me, dog.
I could help. I have 2 uses of my scrolls. I'm gonna burn the first one, which is Grace for the Sinner, and I can give you a D6 on this roll.
Cool. You rolled a 7 earlier, right?
I was gonna say, is that gonna be enough? I'm gonna have to roll pretty good, or... Alright, no whammies. No whammies. My brother in Christ, that is a 5.
Wow.
That's friendship,
That
baby!
is friendship.
How do you disarm the King of Hate?
With a hug? And like a
Describe it
well-placed
for me.
like elbow to the wrist, sort of knock that knife away, and then just we're bringing it in. Bring it in, buddy. And then 2 monkeys. I think one grabs sort of either ankle and just also sort of hugs.
Fantastic. With that disarming and a hug given, and honoring the nature of what we're doing here, hit points be damned, the King of Hate opens their mouth, lets out a terrible scream. If there's one thing hate cannot stand in the presence of, it is the unabashed acceptance of kindness and love. Terrible words spewing from their mouth like a volcano's eruption. They disperse, an ethereal blackness overwhelming the all of you and the 2 monkeys, a small face plopping into the sand as the darkness forms back under the face, grows 6 little skittering legs, and traverses the desert, going the opposite direction of the star.
That's right. Let it out, dude.
You know, it's probably for the best that that happened, because let me tell you, if you are not a goblin and you were the one that took out their king, like they're like roaches. Then once they've infested, like it's bad. Like once they catch the scent, it's not good.
What are the odds that that's that's it, and that's the welcome party, and that's the only one that we have to sort of do?
Low, very low, very. If I was a gambling man, and I'm a gambling man, chances are low.
They keep talking about these prophecies. Like, again, where do these come from?
As you ponder where prophecies come from, the star begins to glow brighter.
That's probably fine, right?
I'm sure there's a reason behind it.
How's it going, true believers? It's me, your game master, Grant, and I'm here in the middle of the episode to yell at you about cool podcasts, starting with our friends over at Cybertopia AP.
Cybertopia is back, and it's going punk. And after the corpos threw them under the bus, our former amazing corpse agents are trying to make sense of it all and find their place in the world once more.
Last thing I remember, the op was going fine, and then everything exploded.
So, it's time to recover.
I mean, hey, so far I've been hungover, beaten up, stole food, had an hour and a half hike, dropped myself half to death, got zapped half back to life. Everything's fine.
Rebuild.
Well, I could dispense eggs again, but the lemonade dispenser is doing steak sauce.
And reconnect with friends, old and new.
Well, let's be touched.
Fortunately, not everything has been lost.
The tea dispenser still works.
Search for Cybertopia AP anywhere you find your podcasts.
I started checking out Cybertopia this week in my never-ending quest to listen to every podcast, and I gotta say, it's pretty fun. If you're into sci-fi action, a savvy game master who weaves their way through the rules with beautiful understanding, table with good chemistry, and characters who have no last names, Cybertopia is probably the one for you. I started it on Season 2, and yeah, I know stuff happened in Season 1, but you know what? I didn't feel too lost. They're pretty good about catching you up, so hey, why don't you dive into that? While I have you here, I want to talk to you about a new mini-series that we're launching over at Game Master Monday Presents this week. Join us this Wednesday, December 3rd at 5 p.m. Pacific Time for the first episode of In the Bleak Midwinter, Tales from Gast. In the Bleak Midwinter, Tales from Gast is going to be a 4-part live mini-series from Game Master Monday Presents. We are presenting this in partnership with Hatched Games in anticipation of their upcoming horror zine collection, Gast. We will be doing 4 solo one-shots with a new storyteller every week on every Wednesday in December. That's December 3rd through December 24th. You will be hearing from some amazing storytellers during the course of this series. We'll be kicking it off with our own co-GM Supriya, or Zoop, with Red Skies by Finley Ginley. We'll then be having Shagik Mane from Rolling by Myself, performing Bogberries by Gabriel Robinson. Yours truly will be running Tanned Fae by Kat the Lore Mistress, and we'll be closing out the series with Children of Heaven by S. Kaya J, presented by GM Justin, who you're hearing on this episode. That all begins this Wednesday, December 3rd at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, with the VODs being uploaded next day on YouTube. If you're looking for something a little horrifying and chilling to keep you warm this winter, look no further than Tales from Gast. Wow, so many cool things to check out on the internet. How lucky are you? And you're even luckier still, because now I get to return you to a very MORK BORG Christmas. Let's find out what it is, shall we? That is a presence roll to follow the star, or to continue doing so at least. DV is still 12.
My God. Oh no. I rolled another 7.
Okay.
So I rolled a
Stays-
13, but my presence is a -2. So I don't think that cracks it.
It does not.
It's a 14 for me.
Melchior and Caspar, perhaps you're getting lost in conversation. Maybe you're celebrating the bloodless defeat of rival kings seeking to kill the child, the Messiah, the Savior, the whatever that guy was talking about. And before you realize it, you find yourself not on the path that you seek, but surrounded by a flock of sheep. You have lost track of Balthazar. As far as the eye can see, you see sheep with no shepherd.
No, he's, as far as they're concerned, like, they're telling stories and they're just like off on this tangent.
So how many sheep before it's not a coincidence?
I start counting sheep. How many sheep? Or is it just too many to count?
It's an overwhelming number of sheep. Even if there were a shepherd here, it would be hard to wrangle them all up. They do seem single-minded in purpose. They are all kind of marching in the same direction, but you feel as if you've been trapped in some kind of crowded subway, an especially aggressive mosh pit, just a collection of bodies bumping you, rocking you back and forth. The softness of wool begins in a way that might feel soothing, but the longer it's in there, the more it irritates, the more it itches, the more your skin begins to crawl, and it becomes very clear you're just trapped in a sea of sheep. And if you look into their little sheepy eyes, they don't seem to have pupils. Their mouths are all open and drooling, and they just seem lost, disoriented, throwing you to and fro.
Yeah, I said this many sheep. This many sheep is when it starts to be not a coincidence anymore. Specifically, this many, if I had to take a guess. Also, they look like
Alright.
they're on some of Balthazar's serums, if you take a look.
Oh.
A little drippy, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's how sheep normally sort of
No,
do.
no.
Glancing around, I can't believe I'm saying this. Do any of these sheep have crown-looking implements on there? Is there a sheep king that we need to be sort of aware of?
I'll tell you what, Caspar, you're the king of beasts. If anyone can identify a sheep king, it's you. Make me a, I guess your brain roll is presence. Make me a presence roll. DV is 8.
Okay. Alright. Okay, alright. 15?
We got ourselves a classic sheep with no master here situation. No shepherd, no king, lost, unwashed, drooling masses, seeming to have no aim, no direction, and they are continuing to rock you two back and forth. If you don't find a way out of here soon, these sheep may begin to cause harm. So while you contemplate how you could possibly escape a sea of sheep, Balthazar, we return to you. The bleating of sheep far in the distance, you mid-story with no audience.
And then that's when I said, what if we, and then you'll see as they turn around, it's like, ask where everybody go. Have I gone off on a tangent again? That happens. Silly me. I'm going to say I think what they do is backtrack to where he last remembered talking and seeing with the rest of the group. That could be maybe 5-10 minutes away. That could be about 3 days away. Who knows? Because he goes on tangents, and that's the thing that she does. So we're just going to turn around and then, in pure silence, start walking backwards. Very curious about all the sheep, but it's fine.
An unusual number of sheep. Again, not an uncommon sound to hear out in the desert. There are, after all, shepherds guiding their flocks to where they ought to be, but there's not normally an armada sound of sheep. I feel like I'm having this roll a lot, but it is the brain one, so I need you to make a presence roll to see if you can find your friends.
That's a 9.
Okay, so with a 9, as you scour and search for anything, all that begins to happen to you is you are overtaken by a separate collection of sheep.
I think as they walk up on the second thing of sheep, he's gonna take a look and he's like, "Are you guys my new patients?" "I think you are." And then, yes, you guys are all healthy. Yay! And then as he's just continuing to giggle, he'll pull out like a little vial, and it'll just simply say, "Q fever." We're gonna pop the thing out, and then just like right on the lips, like, "You have fun." Closes it up, puts that away.
We're going to call that a strength roll to see what this does to a flock of sheep.
That's 19! It's a 19!
Wow, that'll do her. Describe to me that vial, that illness that is spreading like wildfire amongst the population of sheep.
Oh, well, that's, it sounds bad, but it really is just a flu that can also be transmitted from sheep to sheep herder, so it's going to fly on by. I don't see a shepherd around. That's good. Maybe they won't catch it. Maybe I've missed them, and all he's going to do is just tap one of the sheep on the head and is like, "You have fun. Hopefully you survive this. I don't know. We'll see." And then he just goes off whistling a jaunty tune.
Yeah, the illness spreads quickly and aggressively through this herd. You never stop to see the aftermath of your work, it would seem, but they have slowed to the point where you are able to cross the desert and escape. And at this point, you will now see your friends caught in a separate herd. For Melchior and Caspar, I will tell you that you didn't get to see any of that because you've been overcome by sheep in the time it took for a plague doctor to introduce a new illness to an entire community. What schemes have you concocted to escape your personal sheep purgatory?
I have two thoughts on this as I'm getting bumped around. First thought, I have a friend named Frank West. Used to hang out with him, robbed a graveyard, bunch of zombies. He used to jump over their shoulders. I figured we could just jump from sheep to sheep until we get out of this. Second idea, and I kind of look at Caspar, and I looked at their monkeys, and how would the King of Beasts like to be in control of a herd of demon sheep?
Control is such a strong word, but I could befriend some sheep, yeah. I don't know that I have much in the way of like command sheep. That's not really a spell that I've got sort of on lock. But I do have this scroll. And I don't think Caspar pulls the scroll out. I think one of these monkeys pulls it out. And this is the scroll of Lucifer Levitation. I think these two monkeys sort of sprout wings, a la that super popular IP, and just grab a hold of Caspar and just pull him up.
Yeah, you can hover for presence and get out of this whole mess. Roll a d10 for me.
Sure. That's a 9.
However you want to measure this length of time, you can hover for 9 rounds. Which means you and your flying monkeys, wherever they come from, surely that's something we can reference. You have escaped. You're there, and you look down, and you see Melchior. You look down, and you see Balthazar.
So I guess the question, I probably can't lift another guy.
I would consider that a round, but I would make you make a strength check.
I can check.
We can check that out.
We can check. We can see if we've got some strength in the back.
Great. Hey, Melchior, roll me a d12.
Okay.
We're going to see how heavy you are.
Oh no.
That is just a straight D12. That is just a 2.
All right, we'll make a strength check. The DV is 2.
Watch me crit fail this.
Oh God!
Could you imagine? No, we're good. That's 18.
You see Melchior in a sea of sheep, asking for uppies. Just a very easy person to pluck out of the sea of sheep, and you do so. And you are able to return to the path to the star.
In true Caspar fashion, it is a bear hug, to sort of grapple him up into the air.
Oh,
You do not.
yeah, this is good. I understand what happened to Ben now. This is nice. This is nice.
Don't turn into a bug.
I'll try.
I'm still figuring out how bugs
Is
work,
that a thing
and
that
that's-
happens?
That would
Is that-
be kind of like a whole ordeal.
I would like to.
Well, I don't think.
You can put me down. We can stop this now.
Okay. Yep.
We will say for the foreseeable future, your monkeys have wings, and whenever you want to use that, there is a certain number of times you can do so. So we'll say your winged monkeys, your Lucifer levitation, has 8 more uses in this one shot. You are reunited with Balthazar, and it is that time where we make a third and potentially final D20 roll for presence to follow the star.
7.
5.
13.
Starting with you, though, Caspar, you are able to locate Bethlehem, the city of David. A bustling town that has had a sudden influx in tourism recently after a certain angel and a certain star and a certain amount of livestock. It also so happens to be the city where King Herod has asked people to meet to pay their taxes this year. So on top of an already bustling administrative trip for many people, there's also a spiritual significance to the city here today. And as you enter its gates with your winged monkeys in tow, you note the lack of Melchior and Balthazar.
Awesome, guys. I think we're here. Damn it.
On the outside of the city, you two would recognize soldiers of King Herod. They are dressed in the armor and the weaponry of the king's servant. The previous kings you encountered, Melchior, noted that there was a plea to locate and execute the firstborn child of several families, and these soldiers look like they have been indulging in said activity, blood at the tip of their spears, and they have not seen Caspar entering the city, but they have seen you two and have pulled you aside for questions. What business brings you to Bethlehem?
Just looking to shack up somewhere, taking a trip, and this is just the first stop on stop on the way. So we're just trying to find somewhere to get some rest and respite.
And your traveling companion?
I'm a doctor.
He's the doctor.
He's a doctor.
Yes. How are you feeling today?
Oh, that's a great question. Can you make a presence roll for me?
That's a 6.
A 6. I keep meaning to mention the DV, but a 6 is going to get you something for this one, as a matter of fact. As you ask this person, how are you feeling today, you are able to get, like, this glimpse behind the armored mask, the helmet brought down. You see the classic signs of decay on the skin, a yellowing, a greening, the eyes no longer symmetrical. These are not merely soldiers, these are zombies.
some of your handiwork?
Unfortunately, no. I don't dive into the world of necromancy. Mostly for principle. You would figure like there would be kind of like some crossover with what I do. No, I only look to save the living or bring around their death and destruction. It's one or the other. I don't look to do like the whole rebirth kind of a deal.
You're like a mix. You're not a peanut butter and chocolate kind of guy.
No, it's just like it's either one or the other.
Got it.
In this case, this is my peanut butter, and that's someone's chocolate.
I look around. Is there any signs of our heavily armored friend Caspar?
You see Caspar just absent-mindedly, with no problems, walk through the front gates in a crowd of other people.
I'm gonna just tip my hat or tip my hood to these fine zombie guards, and I'm gonna say, Mother, as my mom over there, this is her doctor actually. We keep him on standby. They're very ill. So we just was gonna go catch up with them if you don't mind. They can't be on their own for too long. Mother dearest.
The guards cross their spears as you try to convince them the third wise man is your mother. And they say, if this is true, then that would make you firstborn?
Secondborn, actually. My brother actually just got killed. One of your guys got him on the road. And that was traumatizing. So you can imagine I'm not in a very, emotionally well place at the moment. Mom's sick, brother's dead,
Give you a choice here. You want to roll presence or agility?
Shit. I'm gonna roll agility.
Oh, that's a DV of 10, by the way.
Oh, okay. I got a 12.
12 it is. How do you outrun a zombie?
I am going to, as he moves forward to try to grasp me, I'm just gonna say, and I'm gonna take his arm and kind of judo move him out the way using his own momentum and kind of just slink past him. Just follow my lead, Balthazar, and I'm just gonna start booking it down as far as I can.
That brings me to you, Balthazar. You watch Melchior book it, for lack of a better term here, leaving you with two zombie guards. One of them begins to hoist their spear to throw, and the other slowly puts a hand on them, saying, No, we rolled a 5. We wouldn't reach him anyway.
I'm gonna go. I have things I gotta do. I hope you understand.
You're a doctor?
I am, yes.
The zombie leans in very close. Big, heavy smell of death and decay on this guy's breath. And he whispers quietly in a way that he hopes the king won't hear and says, Can you restore us?
No, you all are dead. I don't mess with necromancy, and to be very frank with you, whoever brought you back to life is like a one-trick pony. That's like, once you guys got brought back to life, it's like you guys are stuck wandering here, and it's like, if you ask them, hey, can you put me out of my misery, they're like, oops, sorry, can't do it, and then they'll chuck deuces and then leave you to deal with that on your own. Like I said, at least with me, it's one or the other, but it's always with an intent and purpose. I can't help you. I'm sorry.
The other zombie pulls out a small knife and cuts his friend's hand off, watching it plop onto the ground. Picks it up, scoops it into his, and he, in a way where, if you gave someone a handshake and they slipped a $5 into your hand as a thank you, does that, but with a decayed zombie hand, and says, Bring this to the Savior.
I will do that. I will definitely do that. Be on the lookout. I'm cooking on some stuff. Maybe some more of you guys later, depending on who your one-trick pony guy is. We'll see. And
you are excused thanks to your your status and your friend and some bad rolls from behind my DM screen. And you are rejoined with Melchior and Caspar, now in the city of Bethlehem, in a large crowd, people seeking places to sleep, people seeking places to eat, people in long, angry lines to pay their due to the kingdom of Herod.
Well, supposed to be Prince, but they said it's just essentially he's rolling around in shit. But isn't that a baby anyway?
That is
a baby.
That is a baby. That is fair.
If he is a baby, we should look for a baby, and babies cry and
Babies
scream.
do.
We could listen for a baby.
I put my hand to my ear.
I love this game. Okay. We're listening for a baby. It could be any baby.
Anybody's got a baby.
Looking for babies here, folks. That'll be a DV14 presence roll for me, please.
Can I
Don't-
get a baby check?
Don't check the corners because nobody puts baby in the corner.
Roll for baby.
That's a 13 to baby.
Okay.
Nice.
That's a 6 to baby.
Nice.
Okay.
That's a nat 20.
What do you know?
Hey.
What do you know? I don't for an nat 20, I won't even make the other two get lost. I'll simply tell you what you can find or hear. So, we have 3 strange men wandering around the city of Bethlehem asking for any clue of a baby, walking up to literally sobbing babies, some mothers kind of slowly turning away from them as the inquiries get stronger and stronger. But then it becomes apparent through interviewing certain people that there's been a tale of an inn somewhere in town that was accepting families for a while. So if anyone was going to have babies just lying around for what you potentially seek, there may be an inn in town. And for a natural 20, you might find just the person who has the information you're looking for, an innkeeper standing at the reception desk area, brushing people off, letting some people in, several small burlap bags of gold scattered across their desk. And for those who may be so inclined, you may notice that natural 20, the occasional spark of magic coming off his fingers.
Can I tell what he's doing with this spark of magic? Is it just me noticing magic on him, or is he actually doing something?
It doesn't appear to be doing something, but seems to be just sputtering out of his fingers every now and again. The magic landing kind of generally nowhere, like a campfire sputtering or a fireworks sparkler.
Well, guys, I think this is the place. That guy up there is looking like a sweet lick, to be honest. If you don't, but he's doing something, and I'm not 100% sure what it is. That makes me uncomfortable. But I got a feeling with everything going on, this might be it.
An old decrepit voice says, Next, please, for the love, just get up here. Who is next, please.
Is this the line for the baby?
For the baby?
No? Okay.
Do you need a place to sleep or no?
We're looking for some friends who I think are already sort of in here. So like not a new sort of get up.
Okay, fine. He puts his fingers to his forehead. You see like magic imprints left behind on it. It looks like he has like little like soft spots still on his forehead that leaves like a weird like millimeters like deep indent when he moves them, and they kind of slowly fade back into place. This body might not be completely dead, but it's not completely alive either. And it's like, who are your friends? Who are friends? Depends on how much room is in the room.
Sorry, are you good? You seem
Like you're having a rough night.
I have been creating availability throughout the day, so I'm going to require your money, I'm going to require your names, I need your time. Do you have the things I need to put you in the inn?
Caspar sort of turns, glances at the other two. Like thumbs up, thumbs down.
Thumbs up.
Okay. Yeah. How much? What is it? What is a room cost for the?
You talk
Yes.
slow. Room cost. I require silver. You tell me how much you have, it determines the room.
What's like a good? Is like 10? Is that a good amount?
Like looks at you, counts 1, 2, 3, and then 2 monkeys and a donkey. No.
30.
30 pieces of silver?
Why you start raising it up, because that's a very bad haggling that you're doing.
I'm not the business king. I'm the beast king. Two distinct areas of expertise.
It puts my hand on Casper's shoulder. Whoa, hey, whoa there, buddy. Friend, do you have something maybe a little more downgraded? Maybe like we got a lot of animals and stuff with us. You got something like we could stay in a barn.
What is with people in the barns today? There is a manger in the back, but it's occupied.
I mean, if they don't mind the company, we just need somewhere to settle down.
Listen, between you and me, I have no problem with you going in there. I'll take the 10 silver for that, easy. There's a new baby or something back there. It's been screaming all the night, and it's starting to give me a headache. He taps his forehead again. Little dents pop up in there again. Little sparks of magic fizzling in there and then sparking out.
I'll give Caspar a little squeeze on the shoulder, and once he starts mentioning all that.
Yes, we need manger for the creatures.
Saves me from having to create a room again for the evening. Fine, you may use whatever part of the manger is still available. Be warned, a lot of people have come asking about it, so there's all sorts of smelly animals and shepherds and unwashed masses there. I'm not responsible for that. That's on you.
This is my kind of people, you know.
So be it. Next, please. Please with the next. Come on. You are brought to the back, the manger. It is the dark of night. There is an angelic glow to this place, a strange sense of peace. Perhaps he really is that prince. You see shepherds knelt in prayer. You see a father dutifully making sure that his wife has everything that she needs to handle the newborn child, directing traffic, simply whispering in unhushed tones to those who are coming to see the child. But you three are denizens of the dark, no stranger to the oddities of the world and its wicked magics. And before you can even reach any of this beautiful tapestry, this nativity, you see a creature only spoken of in legend, a large white wyvern completely wrapped around the entirety of the stable. Guarding it? Who's to say? Waiting for a meal? Who's to say? But this is the great wyvern, Eulotha, asleep near the Christ child.
Do the people in the barn notice Eulotha? How are they reacting to this presence?
They don't seem to pay it any mind if they can even perceive it. The mother is staring happily into the baby's eyes. The baby is not making even a peep. Shepherds are praying. Even the animals present seem to have knelt in its presence. Something about the baby seems to either be distracting them or shielding them from the knowledge of this wyvern.
That's a big baby.
If that's the baby, that's the biggest baby I've ever seen. we should really check on the mother.
So I have thoughts. The first one is to tell all of those people who are praying to get up, because they're like, I don't know why they're even. No, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go on a tangent here. Not gonna do that. We should probably try and figure something out. Should I break out a new disease?
You have a new one?
I'm cooking on a lot of things. This one I think it's called. I'm thinking of naming it Enola.
I would say when I leave, I think you can do whatever you want to do. But while
Probably for the best.
Yeah. But it looks like it's sleep, and they don't seem to mind it there. Maybe it's not a threat. Maybe it's just a mass hallucination.
Maybe it's friendly?
I do a lot of things. I experiment with a lot of things. Hallucination is one that's done purposely, and I can tell you, I've not done any of that.
How comfortable are you with your monkey getting closer?
I mean, I feel like that's up to the monkey. Sort of just squats down, eye contact direct with the monkey. The monkey seems to not want anything to do with this. My notes say that the monkeys ignore but love me. So they're down to clown, but only vaguely. But the monkeys can fly currently still?
Currently, yes, they have 7 flies left in them.
7 whole flies. I wonder if I may, could we fly a monkey over this creature, this large baby, and into the sort of manger proper to the secret second baby? Melchior, you've been flown by the monkeys.
Yeah.
Would you like to do that sort of thing again? Is this a bring the baby to us situation? I feel like that's gonna start some shenanigans.
Oh yeah.
If we sort of bring the baby out.
Oh yeah.
Do love some shenanigans.
We could bring the gifts in if it's more of just sort of like a delivery, sort of a drop-off situation.
I'm of two minds. We could deliver these gifts, and I'm just simply looking for favor. I'm good with that. You get much more favor if the baby is ours. That's a lifetime worth of favors. He doesn't know who his daddy is right now.
I see the vision, and I appreciate the sort of chutzpah that we're putting on it. All of the king's horses and all of the king's men are sort of in town right now, and I fear we may need to get the baby sort of out of that vicinity before we could raise it as a sort of 3.5 wise men sort of thing. Yeah. Do you think we can do that? I'm not saying no, I'm just like reading the room. Can we do
at this point that? We've made it through a lot, seen some crazy things, and haven't got a scratch. I am tending to believe that we can do pretty much anything we want. I think this is destiny.
So 1 vote for kidnap the baby and fight our way out. Doc, how you doing?
Okay, but hear me out though. What if? And
right.
Then you're gonna see as he pulls out a pouch and it's a zombified hand. It's like, what if?
Right.
We switch out the baby for the hand. And then run away. While tossing in my Enola virus.
Okay.
Slow things down. It's really fast.
Question.
Yes.
Sort of a follow-up. Have you seen a baby before?
That's a complex question to ask. Could you clarify a little bit more?
Like a human baby. Like a humanoid.
Like
baby.
an alive baby is, I think, living.
Like, just, are you familiar with the general size and shape of a human child? I think is sort of where I'm
outside of a jar
sort of going with that.
type situation.
Oh, no, they're generally
Okay.
inside of jars, or they've
Right,
ceased to
right.
exist. So, mentions.
Only pickled then.
Yes.
I fear they look a bit different, sort of unpickled, fresh and in the flesh. I can't. There's not a good way to say any of these words. If there were like a good book of good things, none of these words would be in them.
That's
If only.
What? So, okay then. Look, all I know is follow a star. It leads to this Prince of Peace, but end times. So why don't we just go in there, say, hey, we've been sent by God to come by and raise the child on our own, and we'll bring it back after he's a adult. I don't know. We'll
train them.
Yeah. That's what they're all about, right? This God thing.
He needs a montage, and I think we can give that to him.
Yes.
A sort of a training montage.
I mean,
to raise the baby.
That's if he survives. I don't know. Like I said, I'm working on stuff.
You know what? Damn it, I'm with it. I'll start walking
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah, I guess I'm free for the next 36 years.
For your game master's benefit, what I'm hearing is we are walking into the manger. We are convincing Mary to just hand over that thing and raise it as our own, and we're walking out.
We're going to train it to be Samurai Jesus.
For the record, we're just walking on in, which means we are walking past a sleeping wyvern. I'm going to need you all to make a DV12 agility roll.
Can I get advantage for monkey crimes? Of flight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can, sure. They got the wings, why not? Kind of jazzing this a little bit.
I've been rolling really good, but I've also been rolling really bad. Guess which one it is this time?
Good.
It's a 6.
Oh.
A 6, okay.
16 for the monkeys.
16 for monkeys. With the assistance of flying monkeys, Caspar will get past.
12.
Balthazar and Caspar, while you discuss this, Balthazar waltzing in his plague doctor way, and Caspar floating in on the wings of a monkey. I need you to make a toughness roll here for me, Melchior, and remind me what your armor's deal is. What's your minus on armor?
I can roll a d6, and I decrease the damage taken by what I roll, I believe.
The first thing I needed to do is to see if you're going to take damage in the first place. It's a toughness roll. The DV is 14.
19.
The wyvern wakes from its slumber. It bites you. You feel the pressure of a large creature holding you in its mouth. You will avoid paralysis, so you will not be stuck in this situation. But go ahead and roll that D6 for me.
6.
I only roll a 3. You will not take damage from the bite. It will chomp at you, the armor chipping its teeth, it dropping you on the ground, and it going back to sleep, a small little trickle of blood on its pure white face. But you're alive!
Breathing heavy on the ground with my hands, just kind of looking up, and I'm going to slowly compose myself, dust off, and just continue to walk forward, a little shaken.
The wyvern asleep in a manger, no straw for its bed, and you find the child. One more time for funsies, everyone. I need you to make a presence roll to see if you can even be in the same vicinity of something so pure, so holy. And that is a DV of 14 for presents.
Nat 20, baby.
Bestie 2 for 2. That is also a
Super
nat
sick.
20.
I got a 14 on the die.
I guess the stories are true. 3 wise men finding the Christ child asleep in the arms of his mother Mary. You are all able to stand in its presence, and there is, in fact, in this moment, an aura of peace, of calm, of tranquility. This baby, this child, has been described as many things over the course of your adventure. The Prince of Peace, the Savior, the Messiah, the bringer of destruction for some reason. A baby born that will be spoken of hypocritically in life and after its demise. But right now, it is a child. You each carry a gift, and you all have an idea. What do you say to Mary?
Melchior was previously shaken up from this insane wyvern attack. But then as he steps inside the manger, that fear and anxiety, that shakiness completely washes away. And just looking at the scene, and with that, it's just those devious thoughts that were here before. He begins to almost question them a bit, and he doesn't necessarily understand why. He's just able to be in the presence, but still kind of in awe, and is considering everything that's happened, and like just being protected in all those insane moments to make it to this point. And he's, for once in his life, he doesn't know what to do. Flips a coin, grabs it, considers looking at it, and just puts it back in his pocket. And he kind of just walks forward to the family and gets down, lowers himself. Sorry, I don't mean to intrude or anything. I'm Melchior. How are you folks holding up here?
The mother nods at you, makes eye contact with you, and then simply looks back down at the smiling, glowing baby.
Yeah, crazy thought, I guess, but there's a lot of people out there looking for this baby, I think. They want to do some really bad stuff to it. They're doing some really bad stuff to a bunch of other babies. Is this a burden for you? Are you scared?
Mother Mary looks at you, and she ponders that for a moment, and she says to you, I think all mothers are scared. But this one's important, so I can be brave.
So, I'm guessing you know, right, Mary? Did you know?
Mm-hmm. I've been told.
Something came to speak to. Sorry, these are my friends. Some other kings. We spoke to something, and it told us that this child would be great, do some amazing things, usher a time of peace, but would also be some not so great things that would come along with that. Did you get that same story?
We were visited by an angel, told that this child would be King of the Jews, would be a Prince of Peace, would be the Savior to free us from the clutches of the emperors we deal with, and would be a guiding light for humanity. We were also warned that there would be those who would seek to harm him and misinterpret him and use his words against humanity. So, in a sense, we've been told, I don't know in this moment what he will be. He still has a life to live.
Right. Can I be honest with you, Mary?
Yeah.
First, I brought something. I've been collecting gold. I don't really make deal. I'm more of a taker than a giver. I've never really given away anything in my life. But this is a good amount of the gold that I've saved up, and I've been a bad man for a long time, and I was kind of looking to seek favor. I've seen a lot of weird things, and I figured this isn't as weird as the other things, so I figured, why not? Then I had the idea of, this is more recently, it's kind of spur of the moment, impromptu thing, so it's not necessarily been stewing, but I was planning on taking the baby for myself, in order to keep that favor.
Joseph turns around.
Sir, just being honest, look, I don't know what's going on, right? But I think I'm just gonna leave this with you guys and do with it what you will. Something just tells me that this is just gonna play out like it's supposed to, and it doesn't matter what I do in this moment. Drop the bags of gold and just start to walk away.
She accepts it, happily, kindly. Balthazar and Caspar, you watch the King of Thieves for the first time for as long as you've known him leave gold behind, no baby in hand.
And I walk out, and I'm still not concerned about the wyvern. I don't even look at it, and I almost look past Balthazar and Caspar and say, that was an unexpected feeling. I guess if you guys can manage to take the baby, give it a shot.
So we're not taking the baby.
I couldn't.
Balthazar's going to turn over to Caspar and be like, "Dude, what do we do?"
I'm gonna level with you. I don't know that I'm ready to be a dad.
Okay, that's fine. We do have to give, if we're gonna leave the baby with the mother, we gotta at least give the gifts. So let's, Caspar, go give them your gifts, and I will be the last one to do it. That's fine.
Caspar will be voluntold.
I think sort of walking up a little hesitantly, realizing the sort of weight that must be present if it turned somebody like Melchior from his ways. Caspar's sort of doesn't seem to want to go up there and is beat to the punch by those two monkeys that I think sort of skitter up past from under his robes and sort of up to the feet of the mother. They know better than to grab for the baby. But they do seem very interested. And probably start doing that thing that monkeys do of like picking little critters off of like Mary's clothes or whatever. There's something that has changed in these monkeys, these devious little monkeys, that is maybe similar to the thing that has changed in Melchior. And
Casper's not really sure how he's been feeling about all of this. He was just kind of along for the ride, and felt the need to be here, but doesn't really know what to do anymore now that the moment is sort of there, and just sort of approaches the collection of folks around the baby and just sort of kneels down.
The mother nods at you in acknowledgement of what this moment means for others as opposed to for her.
Caspar sort of pats the robes a little bit frantically, looking for something, and then looks back up, and the monkeys are both offering little pouches in their little monkey hands up towards the Mother Mary. I'm not certain of the protocol for this, but I know that we are not alone in having burdens being born into this world, and if the prophecy that we have been told, if what has led us here has any weight, yours will not be an easy one. And yours, looking to Mary, has already not been. There is not so much a difference between beast and man, and that can be both a blessing and a curse to both of us. But it seems he will be good to both.
The mother accepts the pouches of frankincense from the two winged monkeys, and the wise man speaking of human nature. And she smiles at you with a smile that completely and utterly agrees with you and must stay strong regardless.
You'll see Balthazar just take a look as they begin to head on up to the manger, and you'll see they'll get close. They'll get really in the space to like take a look at the baby, and then look at the mother, baby again, and then they'll stand up, and you'll see as they grab the beak of the mask that they've been wearing this entire time, and then they'll pull it off, and you'll just see like long black hair, kind of a mix of femme features with a little bit of mask, dark tan skin, as you'll see as they reach in and pull out like the little bit of mirror that they had at the tip of the beak, and they'll say, "Here you go, take that. Don't know what it's gonna do, but if you need a paternity test, let me know." Hand that over, puts the thing back on, and then starts walking off. But as they do, right before they completely exit, they'll just grab a vial and just flick it back behind them, and then just like, "Well, I gave my gift. Where to next?"
A vial in a holy place, designed to spread illness, but as is often the case, we'll never know what happened in the wake of the visitation of Balthazar. 3 wise men visiting the child in the city of Bethlehem, giving him gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh. Much will be written about this child. Not much will be written about the 3 kings who came to visit. Their royalty brought into question, their origins brought into question, their names debated for eons. But their gifts always remembered. And that is a very Mörk Borg Christmas.
That got more sentimental than you were planning on, wasn't it, buddy?
Yeah. I Love that. So
Oh,
very
no.
good.
We got cute and festive.
We did it, gang. We remembered the reason for the season.
We got sappy all over your MORK board.
You got MORK BORG all over my sappy. Anyway, a very MORK BORG Christmas. That is an original adventure by yours truly, using creatures and stats and rules from the wonderful game MORK BORG, one of my favorites. There's a link to purchase the game in the description. Why don't you do it and have a holly jolly fucked up time with your friends and family? But thank you everyone here for playing with me here tonight. This was a hoot, and dare I say maybe even a hoot and a half. Where can we find more of you fine folks? Danny, thank you for playing with us here tonight. Where can the good people at home find more of you?
Thank you for having me. It has been a pleasure. Very fun. Shout out to my co-stars here, Kit and Justin. First time playing and meeting both of you guys. Appreciate you so much. You can find me at Dungeon Dropouts on Threads or Instagram. Dungeon Dropouts LLC or Dungeon Dropouts on YouTube. We'll start putting more clips up there. But you can find me personally at Danny the Storyteller on Threads and Instagram. You'll find all my posts and all my goings on there. We got some cool stuff coming up next month, so stay tuned.
I adore Dungeon Dropouts, and I love everything they're making over there. So if you got half a brain in your head, you should be heading over there and checking out other stuff.
Thank you.
Justin, my friend, thank you for playing with us here today. Where can we find more of you?
Yeah, big shout out to my co-stars as well. It was amazing playing with you guys too. I am GM Justin. You can find me at all my socials at Forever GM Justin. You can also find me over at Roll-D5, where we specialize in playing indie TTRPGs. Not only can you find me there, where I'm an admin, narrative designer, tech, and player, but you can also find me at a variety of different spots, to include Rebels Without a Castle, Smoking Glue Guns channel, Whitney, for the Atheum series that we have. And I'm sure there's plenty more. You can also find me over at Somebody's Heroes too. We have things coming up here soon, so won't go into details, but thank you so much, and follow me on my socials. Stay in the loop.
I am a simple man, audience. If I see Justin is in something, I assume that thing fucks. So you should give Justin a follow on socials. Kit, thank you for joining us here today. Where can we find more of you?
Thank you for joining us today, Grant. And also, again, to the entire cast, this table has been an absolute hoot. I am Kit, performer, designer, producer, other things. 3 monkeys in a trench coat, perhaps. You can find me most places on the internet at KitRole. Roll as in role play. And you can find me making and editing games kind of all over the place whenever I have time and people let me get my grubby little mitts on them. You can also find me producing things over at Dareful Archives. Titular among them, if you like magical girls and queer stories and like getting really sappy like we did tonight, you can catch Bloom and Blight anywhere you get your podcast. It's a Girl by Moonlight podcast that we do over on Dareful Archives. But that's sort of the thing that is taking all of my time right now. So keep an eye on socials, and I will drop more as I am legally allowed to.
The old legally allowed to.
Yeah.
Bloom and Blight, you mean the award-winning Bloom and Blight podcast that absolutely rules? One of my favorites, and I'm glad to have you on today. Thank you all again for playing. If this is your first time listening to Game Master Monday because you are rightfully a fan of one of these 3, hi, I'm Grant. I'm one of the Game Masters around here. Stick around, why don't you? Game Master Monday has a lot of cool stuff to wrap up the holiday season. We'll be doing a Christmas fighting game in 2 weeks. It's going to be a blast. And starting this Wednesday will be a live mini-series called In the Bleak Midwinter, Tales from Gast, which we are doing in partnership with Hatched Games. It's going to be 4 solo games, a thing we don't normally do here at Game Master Monday. And hey, if you like Justin, Justin's going to be in that one. It's a lot sadder than what we did here today.
It's a lot sadder.
As for the rest of you longtime fans, new-time fans, medium-time fans, thank you for listening. This has been Game Master Monday, and we'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. He looks tired. Someone should invent a beverage for that.
Balthazar, you got anything for that?
Today we've invented Reese's, we've invented Monster Energy.
Actually, no, I do.
As a matter of fact,
Balthazar whips up 5-hour energy on the spot. It is a poison of a sort.
Drink this rather large container. It's called the Beast.
And unto you, my child, a Baja Blast.
behold, in the east, a savior born this day. He has a Baja Blast for you.
Baja be thy blast.
We can't flavor blast the child. It's uncouth.
It's not even the fourth worst thing that'll happen to him in his life. So,